Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel if you are new. Hello, my name is V. I am posting one video every single day up until Christmas. That is 25 videos. We are on day 6. If you missed any of my previous videos, make sure to check those out. Trust me, you do not want to miss out. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your post notifications as I'm doing tons of giveaways throughout the month of December. That being said, I'm doing a very neutral nude set of nails for today's video. We are going to be doing topical nail art. That includes sugaring and some crystal application. I did a set like this about 2 years ago and I really loved it, so I wanted to recreate it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Now let's get right into it. Getting right into today's video, I am starting off with the pre-prepped practice hand. I did apply the Not Polished Universal Tips, which are super amazing, full sculpted, pre-shaped stiletto tips. They are clear, which I absolutely love as well. They make such an easy transition from the stiletto shape that they originally are into coffin, and if you go a little bit shorter, they make the perfect tapered square as well. So I'm going in with my acrylic brush from Not Polish as well. And for this set, I am using the Profiles Backstage Monomer. This beautiful nude color is going to be applied throughout the entire set. And this is called Nude Me from Not Polish. I have fallen in love with this nude, definitely recommend it. Not Polish in general has amazing shades of nude powders. So if you are looking for a really good variety, definitely recommend you guys look on their website. So I'm going in and applying a medium-sized bead of acrylic onto the middle section and then lightly dragging it down. Sometimes I use a very light tapping motion and that helps bring the powder down without overly dragging it, as sometimes if you use a little bit too much pressure, it will wipe away the acrylic. So now I'm placing a second bead right above the first one and then blending that down into the first bead. And then I just like to apply acrylic as I need it. So for example, I did another small bead of acrylic down at the tip because I felt like I needed a little bit more thickness. And then I continue to work my way up into the cuticle area. For the cuticle, I always suggest to apply the acrylic a little bit further out and then gently pushing up the acrylic while holding the finger down. That's gonna give you the best results when it comes to the cuticle application. Now, because this is a practice hand, I am not focusing too much on the thickness nor the apex. I just want a good base to be able to show you guys how to create the nail art and showcase that nail art. So once everything is nice and dry, I'm going in with my Kiara Sky Rechargeable e-file. I have her at about 8,000 to 9,000 RPMs. When I am finished filing, that is my preferred speed. And I am using my Kiara Sky 5-in-1 bit in medium grit. I either use that one or a coarse one, just depending which one I have on hand. And I'm going to be filing everything, trying to make sure it is nice and smooth. I start off at the cuticle area and make sure that the cuticle area is nice and flush. And then I file the entire surface of the nail vertically up and down. If I feel like there is a little bit too much bulk on that cuticle area, then I go in again very lightly, very light pressure. You definitely don't want to overfile, so I do recommend you use very light pressure. Now I'm going in with my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file, making sure that the shape is nice and straight. I want to make sure that I am focusing on this, as this is going to either make or break a set. You want to completely focus on your filing. I always say this in my videos, even if you have a really bad application, you can always go in and fix it with filing. So you want to make sure that you really focus on that. And I do have really in-depth videos on my beginner basics playlist, so you guys check that out if you are new to my channel, and if you are a newer nail tech, definitely recommend going to look at that, as I have really in-depth videos on everything that you will need to know down to products. So now, of course, I'm flipping the hand around to look at the nails from the client's perspective, because this does make a huge difference when it comes to finished filing. So I'm just making sure that everything is nice and squared off, and making sure that there are no imperfections at this point. Now, because I am going to be doing nail art, you definitely do not want to skip this step. I'm taking my sponge buffer from Profile's Backstage and just firmly buffing that surface. I want to make sure everything is super smooth for my nail art. You want that nail art brush to glide on the surface very nicely without any ridges. So I'm making sure that I am doing this very thoroughly. Once I'm done filing, I'm taking a lint-free wipe and some Swipe from Young Nails. Both are linked in my Amazon storefront. I'm just cleansing the surface of the nail, making sure that it is nice and dust-free and prepped for our nail art. So I had no idea what I was doing for this design, so I figured I would start off with my crystal application, because I did know that I wanted to do crystals. So I'm applying my Young Nails brush on glue wherever I want to apply the crystals. And then I'm taking my crystal tool and just placing them very gently on there. I like to make sure that the bigger stones, I hold them in place before I let them go, because sometimes the glue will not be dry enough and they can glide, and for my luck, they'll glide and then it'll dry. So then I have to nip it off, and that's definitely what you don't want to do. You definitely do not want more work. So I'm just going to be doing like a clustered design up top near the cuticle. And I'm using both AB crystals and opal crystals, as I'm going to be doing white sparkly nail art. I wanted it to all flow together nicely. Now I did decide that I wanted the background to be matte and then the nail art to be sparkly. So in order to do that, you want to top coat first with your matte top coat. And of course, I'm using Matte It from Not Polish. So I'm applying a very thin layer of that onto the surface of the nails that I'm going to be creating nail art on. And then I'm going to be curing that in the light for at least 1 minute. Just to make sure that it is fully cured, I like to do 2 minutes. And I am top coating the crystal nail art as well, just to get that out of the way. So I like to take my brush and just gently go around the crystals very, very gently. And then where the crystals are, I almost push the product up into it without it messing with the shine of the crystal. You want to try to avoid the surface of the crystal as much as possible, but you still want to go around them so that they adhere to the nail for a longer period of time. So once that's out of the light, you will see they are nice and matte. I'm going in with my liner detail brush and some white gel paint. This gel paint is actually from Profiles Backstage. I freaked out when I saw that they started selling gel paint because I love their brand. I love them in general. So I was really, really excited to see that they were offering that. So I am using that for today's video, and I have to say I am in love. So far I've only used the white, but I definitely love it. Definitely recommend it. The consistency is a lot thinner, which oddly enough I like and I prefer versus the thickness of other gel paints that I've used. So definitely recommend it if you guys are looking for some good gel paint. So I'm going in, and on this nail I'm just doing kind of a striped effect to make it look like a candy cane. Of course, these are not red. I'm just doing the inspired design to kind of give it that Christmas feel without it being red. So I'm doing some lines thicker and some thinner. I feel like that helps with the design so it's not super boring and they're all the same size. Now I'm using this micro fine glitter called Pixi from Profiles Backstage. Definitely recommend them for any glitter or any nail art in general. They have tons and tons of products. So when you're sugaring, you want to place the glitter on there while it's still wet, and then you cure in the light and it'll stay on there perfectly. So now for our middle finger, I'm going to be doing some snowflakes. I wanted to fully cover this nail with random snowflake designs all over the entire nail. So I am doing it in sections because I don't want the gel art to be ruined. I want to work in sections and kind of work my way down to the tip so that I don't rest my finger at any point and ruin that. So I'm basically drawing out the snowflake. Same concept as the index finger. You want to pour the glitter on there before you place it in the light, and then go ahead and freeze it in the light. So when it comes to snowflakes, there are tons of different possibilities. There are endless ways of drawing them. So I either look up pictures of already nails that I have done, or even decals that I might have in my drawer. I'll look at those for inspo. Sometimes I'll just honestly wing it. I kind of just start drawing lines, adding dots, and hope for the best. I say that all the time, but that's really where your creativity is going to come out, and it makes you a little bit more unique. So definitely try to use your creative juices and let them flow and see how that works out for you. You will be pretty surprised at how far that can go. Now, once I'm done with the last snowflake, I make sure everything is nice and covered with glitter. And I go ahead and just place the full nail into the light for a whole minute just to make sure every single snowflake is fully cured. And once I'm done with that, I'm moving on to my pinky. And I did want to apologize that my kid decided to turn off the light while I was filming. He comes with me a lot of the time to the salon to film, and I guess he just got bored and decided to shut off the light. I was so in the zone that I didn't realize it until way later, so I do apologize for the terrible lighting. I eventually catch on and make him turn it back on. I'm going ahead and doing the same design as I did on to my index nail, except I'm doing it near the cuticle area. I wanted to give it kind of a little bit of a different effect. And then of course I'm going to be pouring some glitter on that, placing it back into the light, and then just cleaning that off. But that basically concludes today's video. Let me know what you think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.